Welcome again to The Old Principle. I am The Old Principle, and today's lesson is number 147. Where his heart is. 他的心在哪里? Or you could make that into a question, couldn't you? 他的心是在哪里? Okay, do you know who that person is? His name is 大卫李文孙顿. David Livingstone. He's a famous explorer, and we will talk about that in a minute. But first of all, we're going to have Mrs. Ash come here and join us and tell the story. An interesting story about David Livingstone. So with that, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Go.
David Livingstone was born in Scotland in 1813. He loved to read and eventually studied to be a medical doctor. It is hard to say exactly why, but he also had a great desire to go overseas. We can describe him as being adventurous. Livingstone and his wife went to Africa, where he worked as a medical doctor and at the same time shared his religious beliefs as appropriate. He was a Christian and felt that Christianity would help the local people in many ways. A few months after setting up a new mission in Africa, Livingstone was mauled by a lion, which badly injured him. His arm was partially disabled and caused him pain for the rest of his life. David preached a Christian message, but he did not force people to hear it. When he was traveling, he understood the ways of local chiefs, and they let him pass through their territory. Livingstone was the first European to see, quotes, the smoke that thunders, a waterfall which he renamed Victoria Falls after Queen Victoria. Believing he had a spiritual calling for exploration rather than to preach, he transitioned into being an explorer. In 1862, he traveled to the African coast to meet a steamboat specifically designed to sail on Lake Malawi. Mary, his wife, came on the boat, but she died shortly afterward of malaria. An organization in Scotland once wrote to David and asked, "Have you found a good road to your village? We want to send some men to join you." Livingstone wrote back,
If you have men who will come only if they know there is a good road, I don't want them. I want men who will come even if there is no road at all.
David Livingstone died in Rhodesia of malaria and internal bleeding caused by dysentery. He breathed his last while kneeling in prayer at his bedside. England asked for his body, wanting to give him a proper ceremony. But the African tribe cut out his heart and buried it. They sent the body on with the message, "You can have his body, but his heart belongs in Africa."
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so here we have it. Number 147, where his heart is. Okay, that's a picture of the man a long, long time ago. Okay, so let's go on now to our first slide. David Livingstone, 大卫, and let's make sure I get Li Wensun Tun. Okay, we will not worry about the Chinese after this. He was born in Sugalan, okay, in 1813. Now, that's a long time ago. This is almost 200 years ago, isn't it? 200 years ago. Wow. He loved to read and eventually studied to be a medical doctor. 他爱惜念书 Okay, and he studied 最后就学习要做一个 medical doctor 一个医生啊 Going on. It's hard to say exactly why, but he also had a great desire to go overseas. Desire, 愿望 a desire. He wanted to do something. And he wanted to go overseas, 到国外 to overseas. We can describe him as being adventurous. We can describe him 可以形容他 or 描述他是个 very adventurous person. 充满的这个冒险的精神 充满冒险的精神 Are you adventurous? I know that my children were very adventurous. They like to do things. And of course, parents, 比较保守, 比较, what do you say, conservatives, and don't do that, but they want to do it. My grandchildren, 现在我的孙子孙女, they are very adventurous, 充满冒险的精神 Okay, so Livingston and his wife went to Africa where he worked as a medical doctor. Of course, 他是一位医生啊 Now, obviously, this is a long time ago, so medical science and 医学 is 没有现在这么发达的 But anyway, at the same time, he shared 同样的时间，他就分享他的宗教信仰 religious belief 宗教信仰 as appropriate 合适的时候他就分享，不合适的时候他就不分享 Going on. He was a Christian, 他是基督徒 and felt that Christianity would help the local people in many ways. 他是个基督徒，他认为这个基督教会帮助当地的人在很多不同方面的 able to help them in many ways. Going on. A few months after setting up, okay, to set up 是建立 okay, a new mission 新的布道所 Usually a mission means that they had a house and a meeting place, usually a church, and in this case probably a clinic 诊所等等 So but we say, you can say 布道所 if you would like to say it. It's usually several meeting buildings inside a fence. 这个围绕就是有一个围墙 okay, a fence or a wall around it. Livingston was mauled, okay, by a lion. 被狮子袭击 Now I better check to make sure I get it right. Okay, 被狮子袭击 What happens when mauled? Not killed, but hurt very badly. 被狮子袭击 Never heard of the Chinese, but anyway, that's what my dictionary says. So, and he was badly 重伤, okay, badly injured. Going on. His arm was partially disabled, 半残废, okay, 半残废. So he couldn't use it. In fact, it says here that it caused him pain, 使他 the rest of his life. 这个医生每一次要用的话就痛苦. So he could use it apparently, but it was painful. It was painful. David preached the Christian message. 他传这个基督教的信息 but he didn't force the people to hear it. 但是没有强迫他们听. Okay? He didn't force the people to listen. If they wanted to listen, that's fine. But he would preach the Christian message. Going on. When he was traveling, he understood the ways of the local chiefs. 当他这个旅行的时候，他就明白这个地方的酋长 local chiefs. 酋长 is a chief, local 是当地的地方的酋长. And they let him pass through their territory. 他就让他能够这个经过 pass through 经过他们的领土 territory. So every chief had a certain territory. 他有自己的领土. Livingston was the first European, 头一个欧洲人 first European to see, okay, maybe you remember a lesson some while ago we said quotation marks, okay, this was the name of the local people called this, and anyway, this is a what? A 瀑布. So it is the smoke that thunders. The smoke, okay, 冒烟的烟, okay, that thunders. 有雷的声音啊. Okay, of course, that's the way they described it. Obviously, 这个瀑布, this waterfall was a very big waterfall, and it made a lot of noise, which he named Victoria Falls. Okay, 维多利亚瀑布. Okay, Victoria. Okay, 为什么呢? After the Queen of England, and her name, 英国这个女王是维多利亚. Okay, so Victoria Falls, and even today, if you go to Africa and you go there, you will see Victoria Falls. I have never been to Africa. I've never visited Africa. But someday I'll get there. I hope. Okay? But he believed that he had a spiritual calling. In this case, 上天的这个护照. Okay, 上天的护照. What does that mean? That means that God called him, 这护照要他做什么呢? For exploration. Okay, he is going to explore. he is going to go to new places. And rather than 而不要传道. So now remember, he's a doctor. And so he was fixing people's bodies. He was preaching the Christian message, but he transitioned. Transition means to 转型 to being a 探险家. 探险家 is explorer. This is a person who 探险, who's willing to go discover new places and do new things. And they usually write lots of records, and he had lots of records. Going on, in 1862, he traveled to the African coast. He traveled to the African 海边呢，这个非洲的海边 to meet 要接一个 steamboat 船 we know what a 船 is 蒸汽机 so it used 蒸汽 steam. It did not use gasoline or 燃料 none of these types of things. It used steamboat, especially 它特别设计要在什么地方航海呢？ Lake Malawi. Now this is a big African lake. So they made this steamboat for this lake. 这个大的一个湖 Lake Malawi. Going on. Mary, his wife. Okay, so his wife, part of the time, apparently, Mary spent in England, apparently. 看起来好像 came on the boat. Okay, 就上了船. But she died shortly afterward. 过了不久，就是不久 afterward, 她就因为疟疾 malaria. What happens when you get malaria? 你发烧得很厉害. And my son works in South America, and 我们是常常就怕他会发生这个疟疾. So far, so good. He has not had malaria. An organization in Scotland, 一个机构在苏格兰, once wrote to David and asked him, this is very interesting. 这个就写了一封信. By the way, a letter took a long time to get there. They didn't have airplanes and so on. And they didn't have Daniel, internet and all that. So he wrote and asked, it says, have you found a good road to your village? 你有没有找到一个好路能够通到你的小村庄啊? We want to send some men to join you. We want to send some men. 我们要派一些人去跟你在一起的帮助你. And so, what did he write back? Livingston wrote back. And this is so interesting. He said, if you have men who will come only if they know there is a good road, I don't want them. 如果你有人只是要等到有好路 才愿意过来，我根本不要他们。If you have men who will come only if they know there is a good road, I don't want them. Going on. I want men. 我要什么样的人 Okay, men. Probably it was 是男人, but sometimes men is used for people, so it's hard to say what kind of people. I want men who will come even if there is no road. 我要什么样的人，连一条路也没有，他们还是愿意来。How does it say? I want men who will come even if there is no road at all. Going on. David Livingstone died in Rhodesia. Yeah, Rhodesia, the country name is different now. The country name is different now. He died in Africa, 还是在非洲，他去世的地方是非洲，国家的名字就不同。Of malaria, okay, malaria, 所以他也生了这个犯了那个疟疾这个病 ，and internal bleeding, 他内在出血 ，internal 内在出血 caused by dysentery. What's dysentery? 痢疾 is the name of the sickness. 痢疾 going on. He breathed his last. 最后一口气，他是跪在跪 that means he was praying in prayer 跪在他的床的旁边 and that's where he died. He died while he was praying and go ahead. England asked for his body. 英国这个要求把他的尸体 OK 送回英国 they wanted to give him 一个相当的应该有的 proper 葬礼 okay so they wanted because by this time David Livingstone had become quite famous. He was quite a famous person. You could say that. What was he? He was a 探险家. He was an explorer. He was known for writing interesting accounts, and he wrote in these things. People knew about these strange people, strange 文化 customs, 传统 okay so he died there in Africa but the African tribe the African tribe cut out his heart okay so these African people 把他的心脏挖出来 and buried it 把他的心脏就埋在这个非洲那个地方 Go ahead. They sent the body 就把这个尸体就运送回英国去 and on with the message 他们都写一个信息写了一封信 and here is the message you can have his body 你可以我们会给你他的尸体，你可以得到他的尸体，这个是你的啦。But his heart belongs to Africa. 但是他的心脏，他的心要留在非洲。Well, that's the story of David Livingstone, a very famous man whose heart, in this case, the heart, or maybe we ask Mrs. Ash to come here. Okay, this is a hard question.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have the answer, I won't be surprised. Mm-hmm. When it says his heart remains in Africa, what is its meaning?
Well, the heart really is like the emotions.
The emotions, 他的感情。
We say, I give my heart to you.
我的感情给你, okay? So when you could tell that David Livingstone, his heart, 他一切的一切 belonged in Africa.
Oh, yes.
So sometimes we use the real 心脏 to how we say 形容人的感情他们的心里的思想。Okay, wow. So David Livingstone, a famous person from history.
Yes.
Now, you can write a letter to a less famous person, and that's me. Okay? You can write an email to me at theoldprinciple@gmail.com. Or you can go to our website, 我们的网站也可以看我们的节目 www.theoldprinciple.org. Okay. Hey, we have enjoyed spending time with you, and we do hope that you'll join us again. Bye-bye.
Bye.